This is part 2 to the Constitution reading for reading class, the amendments. The delegates in Philadelphia knew they were not perfect. They understood that the Constitution might have to be changed. The delegates wanted the Constitution changed only when it was very important and when most of the people in the country agreed. So they made changing the Constitution a difficult process. 2/3 of each house of Congress must vote for an amendment. After that, 3/4 of the states must ratify the amendment. Only then does the amendment become part of the Constitution. We do that in the school. If we want to change the PBIS program or the rules, we all have to vote on it. We all have to meet and talk about what we think is best and why. So Americans celebrate the passage of the 13th Amendment, which ended slavery in 1865. That's pretty exciting. Ratify means to approve. The Bill of Rights. At first, the Constitution did not include a Bill of Rights. Many people thought it was a mistake that the Constitution did not have one. The problem was fixed by the first 10 amendments, our Bill of Rights. The amendment of the Bill of Rights protected the basic freedoms of individuals. These include freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom to protest government actions peacefully, and the right to a fair trial. These amendments guarantee that people accused of crimes will have a lawyer. They are guaranteed that they will be given trial held in the open, not in secret. People convicted of a crime are guaranteed they will not receive cruel or unusual punishment. These amendments also guarantee a free government and an open society. Sometimes we may have to listen to people whose ideas we do not share. This is part of living in a free country, freedom of speech. Freedom, as protected by the Bill of Rights, means we must tolerate those who disagree with us. It also means we respect those that have different religion from ours and no religion at all. So we try to teach you guys these skills as you go through school. You don't have to like everybody or believe what everybody's saying, but it's appropriate to be able to tolerate and handle their opinions. Sometimes when we listen to opposite opinions of our own, we have an open mind and we learn new things. It's always nice to hear someone else's perspective. In the picture, it says the Bill of Rights allows people to peacefully fight for what they think is fair. That could avoid a lot of conflict and war. Later changes. After the Bill of Rights was ratified, the Constitution still was not perfect. So we had added another 17th Amendment since 1791. Some amendments were needed to fix things that did not work well. Here is an example. At first, a new president for example, if a new president was elected in November, but did not take office until March. This made sense in an age of horse and sailing ships. It took time to get the news from one place to another. It took time for people to get to the national capital. Now, in the age of trains, cars, and planes, this is no longer makes sense. In 1933, the 20th Amendment changed the date to the new president office of January 20th. So there's still a little lag from November to January. It gets time for people to clean up and move forward and other people to get ready. But they felt that waiting 4 months was too long. So women celebrate the passage of the 19th Amendment, civil rights, in 1920. Some of the most important amendments have created more freedom, liberty, and political opportunity for all Americans. This is important. The Constitution did not solve the problem of slavery, could not solve it, but in the end, a very bloody civil war was needed to end slavery. After the war, we added the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments to end all slavery and make the former slaves full citizens of the United States. Other amendments have expanded American democracy, where the people are in charge and we vote. The 15th Amendment allowed all adult men, including former slaves, to vote. The 19th Amendment, over here on that picture, allowed women to vote. And the 24th Amendment says states cannot discriminate against poor people by making people pay tax if they want to vote. The 26th Amendment allowed 18-year-olds to vote. So it took time to get to that point, but that is what our current legislation says. In 1987, people celebrated the 200th anniversary of the signing of the Constitution in Independence Hall in Philadelphia. Remember, we just read in history that Independence Day is July 4th. 200 years old and still working. Our Constitution has been in operation for more than 200 years. It is the oldest working Constitution in the world. It is not perfect. We have changed it 27 times, yet for its faults and problems, it has brought more liberty to more people than any other system of government in the history of the world. Over the years, millions of immigrants have come to the United States. One reason they came was because they understood that this nation had a strong constitution. It guaranteed them a voice to say what they want and the right to vote for their leaders. The delegates in Philadelphia said the preamble that they wanted to create a more perfect union. They wanted to establish justice and secure the blessings of liberty to the American people. They succeeded remarkably well. That is the end of our reading for the Constitution. Here's a little picture of the Star-Spangled Banner. I appreciate you guys following along. Tomorrow we'll answer some questions that go with the text.